Hi, it's Delusion Dispeller again. You can't see me yet because I wanted to show you my lovely little harvest decorations here. In just a moment, I will turn the camera around and you'll be able to see me. And I will continue on with another teaching. Happy harvest to everybody. I don't celebrate Halloween, but I pray that you have a safe time, no matter how you celebrate. Now let's continue on with our teaching. This time we're going to be talking about manipulation. So, here we go. Okay, get my camera positioned here. I'm going to walk outside to do this teaching because it is another lovely day outside, and I think it'd be a great day to film out there, provided the yellow jackets don't attack me. You have to ignore the weed whacker or whatever that is across the street. Oh, I guess the paint remover. The man is redoing his house. So, here we go. As you can see, it's a bright sunny day today. Very nice day to film. Okay, let's talk about manipulation. Manipulation is any form of seduction, coercion, blackmail, extortion, trickery, making somebody do, believe, or act in a way that the other person wants them to. After being manipulated, you might have some of the following feelings: resentment, betrayal, self-doubt, guilt, shame, anger, powerlessness, and even helplessness or hopelessness. I know that when I was finished with being manipulated, controlled, and demeaned by the narcissists in my life, I was very disillusioned. I felt very lost, kind of like almost an out-of-body experience of a bad kind. I had to really work hard to reclaim who I was. I had forgotten certain basic things such as what my favorite color was, what I liked to do with my time, because that narcissistic person in my life had become everything to me. I just lived my life trying to please them and be everything they wanted me to be. So I had to undo all that damage. With God's help, I was able to reclaim my identity and heal. And I'll be doing videos on how to heal from narcissistic abuse in the future. Okay, I'm going to talk about some manipulation techniques that a parent might use on a child. They might make the child feel unloved if the child doesn't do what they want them to do. Guilt trip. They might accuse the child of being uncaring, ungrateful. Like I said in one of my other videos, they'll use that phrase, "after all I've done for you," or "if it wasn't for us, where would you be?" That type of thing. And a little child, you know, that parent is next to God to them. They don't know any better. So they feel like it really is their fault that the parent is having a bad time. So they jump through hoops and try to do everything to please that parent, only to find out that there is no way to please the parent. And I'm sure at some point the child becomes frustrated, but because it's a child and they can't just pack their bags and go wherever they want to get away from it, they have a lot of different ways of coping. Sometimes they dissociate, sometimes they get into trouble, sometimes they run away from home. There's all kinds of things, you know, that children do to try to cope. It's a very, very sad situation. Withholding love and appreciation is another way the narcissist will manipulate the child. They'll maybe be really, really nice to the child's sibling and really mean to them if the child didn't do something that they wanted them to do that day. They will compare the child to their siblings. You know, "oh, why can't you be more like your brother or more like your sister?" That's a really unfair thing to do, by the way. If you have children, don't compare them with each other. Children are unique individuals. No two children are exactly alike. And let each person be an individual in their own right. That's so important, and that's just the only fair way to raise children, in my opinion. Okay, a lot of times they'll use coercion, like bribery is a big one. I know that there's people among my relatives in my former marriage that thought it was okay to bribe children. You know, "oh, tell her I'll buy her this if she'll stop biting her nails. Tell her I'll do this for her if she stops sucking her thumb." I'm not saying that made them a narcissist. I'm saying that narcissists tend to use bribery a lot in trying to manipulate children. And I really do apologize for that painter back there. He's really getting on my nerves. I know he's got to, take the paint off the house and stuff, but it's rather loud and obnoxious. I'm going to travel back here and see if I can't find a better place to film. Bear with me. I'm in bare feet. There's a lot of prickly sticks on the grass right now. So, okay. I'm going to sit right down here near my little tomato planter. Try to sit away from the sun so it's not in my eyes. Okay. Alrighty. Where were we? Okay, yes, we talked about coercion and manipulation. They'll tell the child they're being unreasonable and that as their parent, they know best, even if what they're asking them to do is not fair and it's not right. They will convince the child that he's selfish or she's selfish to not do what they want them to do. They'll threaten to publicly humiliate the child or shame them. Now let's talk about reasons that this narcissistic parent tries to manipulate the child. First of all, one of the reasons is the parent feels entitled to whatever they want. We talked about how narcissists want what they want it now, and they're going to get it however they are going to get it. So entitlement would be one reason. Power, control. They feel powerful over somebody. Maybe they didn't have a lot of power as children over their own choices, so now they have a little one that depends on them, and they mistreat them to feel powerful themselves. Not that that's right, but that's how it works sometimes. Fear. A lot of them, instill fear in the child. They want the child to fear them. Maybe they were raised with a dominant father or mother that felt that you had to get your child to fear you in order to be respected. I've heard that more times than I can count. And the sad thing is I hear it a lot among Christian groups that the father should rule with an iron fist, spare the rod, spoil the child, and all that kind of stuff. And incidentally, that verse was not spare the rod, spoil the child at all. It's very taken out of context, and people like to use the Bible to justify abuse, and it's just not in there. Okay. The other reason they might manipulate is because